What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel once again. I hope everybody's doing well. Today, what are we going to be talking about? My 6.7. I love this thing, man. Now, you all know by now, I am a lights dude. I love my lights. I love the LED lights. I love when they flicker. I love when they dance. And I really love these C-rings. So, I want to start off by thanking over and over Rich over at Limitless Autoworks. I went and paid a visit to him in PA. I'm not tooting my own horn, but everybody on the internet has said I do good work. They appreciate my workmanship. Rich, dude, you got me beat. You guys have to check out Rich's stuff. I'm gonna put a link to his Instagram. You guys can check out some of his custom builds he's done. I mean, I'm talking A1. Blown away with how OE looking this modification was that we did. And we ran into a couple hiccups with the United States Postal Service, but we finally got the needed materials to complete this. So this particular modification that I did to this, all 5 of these, both lights in this, the third brake light and cab lights, make sure you get you one, tail light, the strip that I have added, and my license plate lights. Every exterior LED on my truck has been modified. For one, this was a reason to make content. 2, it's kind of not a show truck, but a demonstration of what you guys could do, what anybody could do with a Superduty, and if you have LED lighting. I mean, this is going to be first responders, landscapers, tow truck drivers, construction workers, anybody who has a business that they use the best truck on the planet and they have LED lights. I see a lot of King Ranches, I see a lot of Platinums, I see a lot of 450s. You guys are probably like, just stop talking and just show us. So without further ado, this could not be possible without my friend Rich. He is the only reason why this has happened. So again, so much thanks to him. Big shout out. I wish you were here, buddy. I'd give you a hug. So yeah, without further ado, I want you guys to check out the modification that anybody with LEDs on a Superduty needs to do. Alright, I want to shut the lights off because I want to get the full effect. We have these lovely upfitter switches here that are made available by Ford. These 2 switches are fused larger than the rest of these. These 2 can be powered on all the time without the key on. These ones will not go on. This one goes on. So I have hooked up switch number 6 to the fun show. Let's begin. Okay, let's walk around and talk about it. Tell me that is not freaking the coolest thing ever, man. I mean, I am using the already existing LEDs. There were no holes drilled in any housings. Like, this is the sickest shit ever. I'm light. I could look at this all day long and I'd probably go blind. But so let's start. There are some flasher modules installed in between all these circuits. So you cut the circuit, one wire goes to one side of the box, the other wire goes to the other side of the box. that box gets grounded and yada yada yada. And when you hook them all together and you have the ability to sync multiple modules together, so my rear taillight C-rings and my front C-rings are synced, as well as my reverse lights and my fog lights. So those are on the same pattern. Both my mirrors and the spotlights, they're on their own pattern. These cab lights, you can see they're dancing their little jig. They're set, they're on their own box. Let's go to the back of the vehicle. The third brake light has its own box, and it is actually siliconed to the inside shell of the cab. So to access that, you just got to pull the third brake light out. But again, like I was explaining, the front C-rings and the rear C-rings are synced. When the red goes on, the white's over here. When the red's on over here, the white's on over here. So how you set it up in sync is going to depict how your flash pattern is going to be. So Rich was very helpful in explaining how all of this functions. This is, if I were to guess, maybe his, I don't know, 15th truck he's probably done. So he's done a few, maybe even more. I don't know. He's been doing it for a few years. So he just recently had the ability to fabricate harnesses, and the aspect of adding all this electrical stuff to your truck. Some people might be like, oh my gosh, you know, this is going to be hella on the electrical system. No. We got some good modifications that anybody would want to do. Shut that switch off and let's do a little walk around, I guess. I'll show you where these boxes are. I have a couple of them mounted. I don't know if I don't feel like taking this panel off, but let's see if I can see down in here. Okay, there's two modules right there. You see that? It says mirror spot and then the mirror running lights. So I have two modules down here that actually tie into the factory mirror spot module. There's a jumper harness installed, totally factory. All right, I'm underneath the rear of the vehicle, and check this out. Like, we have factory tape going to a factory connector, jumper harness going over and up to the lights on both sides. Then we took it a step further, and he has never did the strip light because, well, not everybody has that. And we actually incorporated that too. So he made another harness to jumper the license plate lights and the strip that I installed. Additionally, when we were running the wires, I have two switches that are not doing anything. I have two circuits back here waiting to be hooked up. I have pass-through wires in the front, and I have now two installed pass-through wires in the rear. In case I ever want to hook anything else up, I have two circuits back here that are already in a fabricated harness. So definitely big round of applause to Rich. When I saw this, I was asking so many questions like, oh my gosh, how do you do this? What are you doing? I can't believe this. It's awesome. You guys, this guy really knows what he's doing. All the modules are tied. We drilled the frame and tapped at the same time. I'd never seen a cutter device like that, but we got a stainless steel bolt with some never sees on it as he recommended. And when I get home to put the spare tire back up, I'm going to snip this and heat shrink it. This is our method on how we switch the patterns, so I wanted to wait until I got into a dark building and finally set the correct pattern for my license plate LED strip. So, all right, let's go inside the truck on the passenger side. All right, so over here in this little trim panel, you can see we have a harness going up through. I actually put this convolute on here because I had extra when I was finishing this, but he had harness tape, so it looked even more factory than what this convolute did. But this is where this roof marker module is installed. This, we had to make our own harness. It was not plug and play, so we did have to cut the daisy chain up there, but hey, you guys saw how it worked. It was flawless. And then lastly, the modules for all the fronts are right here. I got them all stacked on top of each other, and the wiring going down around all the way across the core support. Everything is zip tied out of place. Another thing I wanted to show you guys was the front bumper harness we had to make, or he had to make rather, but that is about as factory as you're gonna get as far as modifying your stock OE wiring. Okay, something I wanted to show here was another view of the lighting. You can see I turned my hazard lights on to show you guys what it would look like with the lights on when they're running, as well as I did here in the back. You can see it's a lot more yellow light. It's also bouncing normally, blinking, but it's also going, you know, with the reverse lights as well. Here you can see I have the headlights on and the hazard lights, and you can see kind of how much the headlights flood out, the C-rings flashing. The last thing I wanted to show you was all these modules have a function called steady burn. I have wired up switch number 6 so that I can turn my reverse lights on anytime I want, just to give me extra scene lighting or lighting in the back of the vehicle for whatever. So one of the other things I did was all these modules have a white wire coming off of them, and it is called steady burn. And what that allows you to do is the light or the output that is hooked to that module, if the white wire is switched to power on, which 1, 2, 3, 4 are only hot with the key on. If I turn my number 2 on, just like my fog light, just like my reverse lights, my fog lights now are on whenever I want, only with the key on. So what that provides for me is, even when we're driving during the day and our C-rings are on, hey, why not have the fog lights on too? I think that would complement the top with the bottom. Definitely a cool modification. I want to give it up again to Rich over at Limitless Autoworks. I'm going to put his info down in the description so you guys can check him out, and if you want to get this done to your Super Duty, you guys can reach out to him. You guys can reach out to me. Whatever you want, we'll try to help you out. All right, and then one of the last things that I did, it was kind of on the fly. I don't like how I cannot control this. You turn it on, you can only have the lights on, it shuts off after you start driving. I don't like that. And now you can turn these bad boys on anytime you want. I got my spotlights on, truck's off, keys in my waistband, do whatever you want to do. Definitely pretty sweet. I mean, why not? Utilize the lights whenever you want. After doing all this, I have hooked up the scan tool, and I haven't gotten any DTCs pertinent to our modifications, so I can't really say that there would be issues with your truck. Alright guys, I hope you liked this video and this modification to my 2020 Super Duty. This will work for any Super Duty that has LED lights. So make sure to visit Rich's Instagram, check it out, reach out to him if you would like to get this done to your Super Duty and you're in the PA area. I'm in the Detroit area and I drove 8 hours to see him, so if I'm doing it, I've got to like his work and his quality in repairs. Drop me a like, subscribe, share, and as always, thanks for watching guys. See you next time. Man, I love lights.